The signature piece of legislation that Congress passed last year, in fact, one of the only actual pieces of legislation that they passed last year, the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, is already having a devastating effect on red states and deep red counties across the United States. And I say that in a bit of a gloating kind of way, even though I shouldn't, because what's happening is nothing short of cruelty to the people who live in those districts who voted for the people who passed this bill to screw over their own voters, which we warned them about repeatedly, but it's still devastating what is happening. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act, as everybody knows, cut Medicaid. It cut the Affordable Care Act subsidies. And because of that, rural hospitals across the United States are either shutting down entire divisions, like their maternity wards, or they're having to lay off a bunch of staff, meaning they can see fewer patients, or in some extreme instances, the hospitals have literally shut down altogether and no longer exist. The reason for that is, as I explained at the time when this bill was coming out, it's not because hospitals were basically being paid through the federal government. To a degree, absolutely. But here's what happens. When people get kicked off of Medicaid, they still get sick, they still get injured, and they still go to the emergency room. And then when the bill comes, they can't pay it because they no longer have Medicaid. So the hospital, who is required to still treat these individuals, performs free services, as they really should be doing anyway. But they're a business. They got to get paid. They don't get paid, they can't stay in business. They also, of course, do receive direct payments from Medicaid, again, to a degree, but it's the lack of health insurance that is really killing them. And this is happening mostly, not entirely, but a vast majority of what's happening is, of course, taking place in red states. The very people in these rural communities who went to the polls in 2024 because Republicans told them that a transgender person may waltz right into that bathroom at Walmart while you're trying to pee, and you don't want that, do you? So vote for Republicans. And by golly, they did. I'm going to go to the poll. I don't want no transgender coming in while I'm pissing in the Walmart. Was it worth it? Right? You can't go to the doctor now. If your wife goes into labor, you now have to drive a woman in labor more than an hour away to get to the nearest hospital when one used to be 10 minutes away. You can't even get an ambulance to those hospitals anymore. Why? Because you wanted mass deportations. You wanted the federal government to go after them transgenders. You got it. But you also got everything else that came with it. See, when you vote for hate, typically it doesn't work out well for anyone, even you. You end up losing the things that you took for granted too. All because you didn't want somebody that might identify as a different gender walking in to relieve themselves. Yeah. Hope it was worth it, Red Staters. You got exactly what you voted for. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.